Hey guys, with the new addition to Small Battlefield to the competitive stage list, I thought it would be fun to go ahead and rank all the competitive stages. Now, this isn't to say that any of the competitive stages are bad, as if they're used in competitive play, they have to be somewhat good, but some are clearly better than others, so I'm going to do my best to rank them. Just a reminder, none of these stages are bad. Alright, starting off at D tier, it's pretty safe to say it's Lilat. A lot of the time when I play competitive sets, me and my opponent never really ever go to Lilat. I'm not saying it's a bad stage, but people clearly don't enjoy it, whether it be the jank or it be the platform layout, so it's going to be in the bottom spot on D tier. The next worst stage, and this might come as a shock to you guys, or maybe not, but it's Kalos. Kalos has two main problems. The first is that if you ban FD, chances are your opponent is either going to take you to Kalos and Town and City. Now, that's a problem because there are 3 of those final destinations, but your opponent only gets 2 bans, so that's the first problem. The second problem is that the platforms on the side are the worst place to be in as far as platforms go in the entire game. It's awful. You're not even on stage. It's just a terrible place to be in. However, one thing I do like about Kalos Pokemon League is the walls on the side that allow for some cool wall jump plays. But if your character doesn't have a wall jump, you don't even get to experience those either. So it's gonna be the second worst stage in the competitive play. The next stage is Yoshi's Story, because while it is just like Battlefield, I think Battlefield is better for a couple reasons. First off, the slant on Yoshi's Story makes some interactions near the ledge with some recoveries a bit weird and can be very frustrating if you're on the wrong end of it. So that's the first problem. And the second problem is that for some characters, Mario, you can get kills off the top very easily because of the low ceiling and triplat. So for characters like Mario, characters like DK, characters like Palutena, if they get this stage, they have a much greater chance of winning than on any other stage, in my opinion. So it's not that the stage is bad, it's just that 1, the ledges are slanted, which makes them jank, and then 2, it's very, very polarizing. So that's why it's the third worst stage. I was debating on whether or not to put Town and City or Smashville in B tier, but I think I'm going to go ahead and put Town and City. The main problem with Town and City is that it's the third final destination in conjunction with Kalos and Final Destination. This makes it so that if you're being counterpicked against, it's pretty much impossible not to get Final Destination or some form of it if your opponent wants to go there. The second problem is just that if you ever find yourself on one of those platforms when it's in the platform stage, it's actually really, really hard to get off those platforms sometimes if the opponent has good platform pressure. So those are the 2 reasons why it's in this spot. Let's move on to the next one. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to switch it around, but the ones that are closest to the letter are the ones that are the best. So I believe Yoshi's Story is slightly better than Kalos in my opinion. So Yoshi's Story is here, Kalos is here. Yeah. Alright, next up is Smashville. Is not a bad stage by any means. I think it's actually a pretty good stage, but some of the other stages are just better. So here are the pros and cons of Smashville. First off, one of the pros is that it's extremely simple. You got just a final destination with a big flat platform in the middle. That's it. Also, you can go under the stage, so that's pretty cool, and I don't mind that at all in a stage, so I like that as well. And some of the cons are that if you get a character like DK, a character like Ike, a character like Bowser, this stage can get really, really polarizing really, really fast. That's really my only complaint about Smashville, but other than that, I think it's a pretty good stage. Next on the list is Battlefield. Battlefield is I think is a pretty good stage. It's cool because you can go under it. It has special places you can wall jump and actually make cool plays, and While it does have 3 platforms, it doesn't have a low ceiling, so you can't get really janked as easily by characters who can ladder you, like Mario, or a character like DK who can jump from platform to platform, so you can get that cargo. You can get the ding dong. So you can't get janked as easily with those. And also, the stage is beautiful. Like, I just really like the stage. It's the first stage in A tier. I really like Small Battlefield. It's basically Pokemon Stadium, but with different blast zones and a slightly lower platform. Now, even though personally I think that I like Small Battlefield a bit more than Pokemon Stadium, that's because characters with lower jumps can now actually go through it with one jump and not using their double jump, and also you can actually go under the stage. Pokemon Stadium just kind of has that legacy to it, and it's very special in the Smash scene. And if you've been playing Smash for a while, you just know that it's a very special stage. So that's why Small Battlefield is at the top of A tier. For the first stage in S tier, we have Final Destination. So Final Destination is a classic. I think it's very, very balanced in my opinion. Because even if you're a character that benefits from platforms, like let's say you're Palutena, you can still do perfectly fine without them. Because FD, while it does benefit some characters, FD is perfect because it benefits characters. It benefits the characters who need it more than it hurts the characters who don't, which I really like about it. And I just really like the stage. I like the design. I think everything's cool about it. So it's going to be the second best stage in the competitive rule set. Pokemon Stadium is just a really, really cool stage. You know, if you watch any competitive set, there's a pretty good chance that those 2 players have taken themselves to Pokemon Stadium just for how good of a stage it is. Also, it's got the legacy because it was a very prominent stage in Melee, and it's overall just a really good stage. It's also got the special screen in the background, which makes it even cooler, and you can do some cool wall jump shenanigans off the bottom of it. Overall, it's a really cool stage, and it's going to take the number 1 spot on this tier list. So that's the tier list. If you enjoyed, please remember to leave a like, as it helps a lot. But regardless, I do still hope you enjoyed, and I hope you have a great day. See you guys later.